Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Tristan Tripp Schroeder, and this is video number 2 of Conquer Yourself, the Absolute Key to Success. The great Bob Marley once said, "Money is numbers, and numbers never end. If it takes money to be happy, then your search for happiness will never end." I posted my first video last week and I received a reply asking, "What is your success?" Interestingly, my mind went to the thought, what isn't my success? The interesting fact about this question is the indication that success in today's world is measured by numbers alone. We often overlook the success of oneself. After my publication Excels in 2016, and after I have achieved great monetary gain, suddenly my words will take value and precedence. Until that time, I am in an existence where income dictates the validity of your words. All great men spoke great words, and the real truth is many people speak great words, there are only some with bank accounts large enough to switch our faculty of sound from hearing to listening, as its ideological believing is the exact entity that encages us in the first place. Who am I, as an ordinary man without this status-yielding bank account that didn't even go to school or receive any formal education, to tell anyone about success? Well, to answer that, I will need to dial it back a little bit to offer a form of clarity. The man that I am today is a great success alone. Many are born into subpar lifestyles. I was born into what would describe as an unfathomably subpar lifestyle. At the tender youth of adolescence, I was already face deep into chaos, poverty, crime, dysfunction, homelessness, and hopelessness. I was 6 years old the last time that I watched my mother get beaten nearly to death. I was 6 years old the last time that I'd ever seen my father again. And on that same day, when I was 6 years old, was the first time I had ever stabbed a man, who was also my father. An impression such as this can pollute your mind into an entire life of justification and failure. Conquering this was an incredible success, a success that I had achieved. If a brain tattoo like that doesn't fuck you up from the start, that is only where it began. This path led me down a violent road of pain and consuming darkness for a period of over 15 years. It wasn't until recently I came to the realization that we focus all of our time building our lives, hoping ourselves to improve along the way. But we have it all backwards. We in fact need to focus on building ourselves first and allowing life to improve itself along the way. When you have done nothing but fail in life as I have done, you gain a valuable understanding that failure is not fatal. More importantly, when you examine your failures, you will find that they in fact teach you exactly how to succeed. This act of self-growth is an incredible success. Sadly, it is within deep sorrow that we gain the power of self-examination and improvement. It is often not until we hit rock bottom or we lose everything that we seem to gain the knowledge that up truly is the only option in existence. It is within these times that our emotions of thought expel the highest of vibrations in emotion. These vibrations attract to you the power of the infinite intelligence, the collective intelligence, offering you specialized knowledge and information that each and every one of us requires to achieve our individually intricate dreams. Too often, our problems become our excuses instead of our teachers. And truthfully, if you have never felt loss or abandonment, then you may not relate to these successes as others will. And if you have never spent a Christmas morning frozen on a sidewalk, homeless, familyless, then you may not relate to these successes as others will. If you have not yet faced physical affliction to the point where you can feel mortality, then you may not understand these successes as others will. And if you have had people along your way to help you, to feed you, to clothe you, to guide you, especially in times of assistance, then you may not relate to these successes as others will. But there are some who do relate to the successes of these self-developments. There are some with many immense burdens of different forms, and I know your strength suppresses it. I know and I understand because I have lived it and I felt it with you. I had become a master of failure, forged in the justifications of pain. Despite all that I had endured, I still never truly hit rock bottom, as I had hardened myself to such a great level of survival that I could cope with anything. It wasn't until the deterioration of my marriage a few years ago, the loss of perhaps the only woman I had ever truly loved, the only person I had ever truly loved, The knowledge that she carried a child which was not mine, while I sat in the ignominiously false solitude of imprisonment. It was this that had pierced my soul so deep that the guard dogs of failure dragged me down to the deepest, darkest depths of myself and depression, seemingly forcing me into self-examination. It was within this heartfelt sorrow that I had created two incredible things. Number one, the deterioration of my own physical health. It in fact declined and deteriorated at such a rapid rate that I coagulated my own blood in mourning, creating a blood clot in my upper artery in my left shoulder. This rendered me a potential 6 months left to live. 5 months ago. Secondly, and most importantly, I experienced an awakening. This awakening I will explain in true detail in my next video. It was a conscious, subconscious connection to the collective intelligence, giving myself unknown, specialized information to the missing links of my success, purpose, choice, thought, the understanding to transmute energy and design our realities as we see fit, and render unto ourselves practically anything that we can desire. These gifts are funded to us in the empowerments of love. The value of love is within experiencing it, not possessing it. Blessed is the one who views love as what they may give instead of what they may get. And infinitely blessed is the man who has loved and lost, but kept its virtue. This understanding, this application of love, may in fact be one of mankind's greatest successes that most will selfishly never achieve. We must consistently connect consciously to the concise conservation of our creative environment, consisting of continuously conclusive, cumulative creative constructs through compressive, calculated contemplation of character. You may not know this yet, but there is a revolution coming, a great revolution of love, and it is going to engulf all of mankind. I am but a small piece of leadership in this much greater purpose for humanity. When we are fueled with the empowerment of love, success becomes unmeasurable. Global unity is soon to be founded in the language of love's linguistics. I am Tristan Tripp Schroeder, and this is Conquer Yourself.